Welcome everybody to the Room250 podcast.
One tiny pixel at a time.
We all have a room 250. It's that room where creativity happens.
Shake the wheelie, shake the wheelie.
Bienvenidos a Room 250 podcast. Room 250 is where creativity happens. We are here to sit down, have a conversation, inspire our design community to crush their creative goals one pixel at a time. I am here with my two best friends, Pete Arturo Peralta and David Patrick Sly. How you guys doing today?
What's up? You know,
Why do I get the Patrick Star?
I forgot
Patrick? You don't know who that is, bro? David Patrick? Patrick?
the starfish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's
SpongeBob.
actually the SpongeBob laugh.
Yeah, that's the SpongeBob laugh that he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, the Tiki Talkie whenever we post on there. Appreciate all the follows, comments. Our channel is growing by one person. Still a
There we
victory
go.
for
Let's
us.
go.
Still a victory.
Lap around.
Woo!
Enjoy
Focus on the
episode.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those that don't
Today-
know, the Room 250 podcast. I'm sorry, Martin, you interrupted me. For those who don't know, the Room 250 podcast, that's that place where we go when we need that creative inspiration, where we go and we need to sit down and draw something, or if we need to go down and talk with somebody who's in the creative field and we don't know what we're doing. That's what Room 250 podcast is to me. So today, I think we're going to be talking about a creative process. Is that right, Martin?
Yes, sir. But before we do that, a few things we want to talk about. I want to talk about this dope ass hat I got from one of my favorite stores.
What is this
Harbor
thing?
Freight for those who are just
Harbor
listening.
Freight. Harbor Freight, bro. Check it out. Check it out. Ooh. Ooh. Do you guys
You
go
a
to that
handyman?
store?
No, I go to Home Depot.
You don't go. You
Yeah, I
haven't
go to
been to
Lowe's.
Harbor Freight?
I've been to Harbor Freight, but don't they sell cheaper tools?
They
Yep.
work. They're very
no, but
affordable.
They
I'm
do
saying,
work.
is it-
Don't-
Yeah.
I'm saying, but it's more affordable tools.
It's like
right?
affordable tools, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, affordable tools. Yeah,
They
yeah.
sell tools at a price that makes sense. That's how I see it. You know,
Okay.
they're not our
Don't they break-
sponsors, but
But don't they break easily?
I've had
They don't have a-
my
I haven't had any problems with any of the
I haven't had
tools that
issues
I've
with them.
gotten through
I've
Harbor Freight.
I've only heard about that. I've only heard
Yeah.
from when you buy do they sell like Milwaukee and okay.
No, they don't sell big brands. They sell their
Okay.
brands and other
Yeah.
smaller brands. I mean, I wouldn't buy their stuff if you're gonna be doing like really hard work and gonna be running that tool like all day. But for little things like like me that I
Or
don't
like what?
do a
Like
bunch of stuff.
what are you buying there?
My drill, I have a drill from there. I have a bunch of drill bits. They work.
Mm.
This dope ass hat that I bought for $7. $7. Come on,
Nice.
man.
I
Hats
got a
aren't
little-
$7 anymore. They're like $30 and shit.
15.
Well,
at
it
the
depends
swap
on where
meet.
you go. Yeah, I was gonna
15.
say,
Yeah, if you're in
Swap
a
meet,
swap
you get
meet,
15.
even the swap meet, 15, bro.
No,
$7 right here, man.
No, that's normal. That's normal. It's
Pretty
15
reasonable.
bucks. Yeah, pretty reasonable.
Yeah, but $7. No, I'm saying $7.
No, $7 is $7. I get it. I when a hat's on sale, I buy it. If it's a LA hat or a Cowboys hat, and it's on, I only buy my hats on sale. That's the only time I buy them. Unless I really, really, really like that hat, then I
A
might
specific
pull the
hat,
trigger on a $42 hat. But it's very rare for me to do that. Even when I
Yeah,
was single,
yeah.
bro. When I was single, I was like $52 for a hat.
You're like,
Got me
okay, I'll
fucked
spend that
up.
money. I'm single. I can spend that money.
True, very true. But
Yeah.
I didn't. I was cheap on
Yeah.
that shit. Hell no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why are you
So-
bringing up the hat, Martin?
That's because it's my favorite store, bro. I fucking love Harbor Freight. And it's dope and it's cheap.
How does
I
that
want
tie
everybody
into
to know
creativity?
it's a cheap ass hat. But the other thing I want to talk about is what are we drinking tonight? Because I want to talk about this dope ass beer that I found that's super colorful. And I'm just gonna say, remember that episode we had about beer and how we get pulled in by the design? And literally, this design pulled me in. Is the only reason I got it. I was like, dude, it's dope and colorful, and I want to get a bear hug. I got this at Sam's. Look at
Oh
that.
yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
that before.
bear
That's really
hug.
cool.
And that
Yeah.
fucking
Beer
dope.
It's
A beer
hug.
hug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at all this dope design, dude. It's so sick.
Yeah,
The colors,
beer.
that pink. Dude, I
The
saw
loose
this shit. I
iron.
was like, dude, I gotta have that. And then, so what I want to do today is, Sly came over to the house the other day, and I was talking about it, and I was like, dude, I had one of these beers. They're so good, so good.
Yeah, I had that one.
So
It was
good.
really good. very
That's so
juicy.
tasty. Very
Yeah,
juicy.
I've had those before. They're pretty good.
Here. Look at that design right there, dude. That's
Mhm.
fucking dope. Yeah.
Let me grab my other one. It's a little bit colder. It's in the fridge.
Show me what you got, Sly. Damn, Pete. I should have gone over to your house and given you a beer. But what I want to do is I'm gonna taste this one because I haven't had it yet. This is called the
They're all IPAs, right? They're all IPAs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is the big and juicy. All right.
Yeah, big and juicy for you.
So good, bro. And then you know what? I don't really drink IPAs that much anymore because like they just give me heartburn and shit. And they're very like strong and they have that like kick. This one has a little kick, but it's pretty fucking juicy, man, and tasty.
Okay.
Goose
Well,
Island
Martin
makes a
gave
pretty
me-
good IPA.
The tropical beer hug, and the other one is the hoppy beer hug. But I'm gonna be drinking the tropical beer hug.
That one's good too. Yeah.
It's really cool.
You already had them, Pete?
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
shit.
I had a buddy of mine who,
ASMR.
well, you guys know Joe. He has an Airbnb, so whenever guests leave
Shout out to
stuff
Joe.
behind, whenever guests leave stuff behind, he'll usually hit me up and say, "Hey, do you want these sodas or these beers?" Because he doesn't drink that stuff.
Fuck yeah, dude. It's dope.
I get hooked up with quite a few cases of beer throughout the month, and that
Nice.
that was one like
Pretty
2 months
fucking
ago.
good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, they're
I
very
like the brand
tasty.
stuff, too.
Not
Mhm.
super strong. Very. I can taste the tropical hints in it. I like it. I could drink a couple of these. It's a little high on the
Nice,
percentage,
man.
though. 9.9.
That just makes it better, bro. Just makes it better.
9.9 on this one.
That's good, man. That means 2. You get 2.
You get 2, you're good.
toasty.
You know.
That's all you
exactly.
need. 2 hits and you're
Yeah, but I
done.
mean-
you have 3. You're having a better time, and 4. Well,
Yeah.
good night.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, good night and lights off.
What you got, Pete? What you drinking
What are you
over there,
drinking
homie?
tonight,
I'm
Bato
being basic.
Loco.
I'm being basic. I still have my Stellas that I need to crush.
Hey.
So
Hey,
you know,
Stella's good, bro.
nothing
They ain't
wrong
nothing
with
based
that.
about that.
you know,
Yeah.
what I do like though, as far as like branding or marketing with Stella, their commercials. The commercials are pretty cool.
Yeah.
The glasses.
they
I
are.
love the glasses. So are you guys a glass drinker, or do you guys enjoy your beer in the can bottle?
Either or.
Does it
I
matter?
don't
Does it really
care.
matter?
To me, it doesn't
Does it-
matter.
I
me, it depends
really
sometimes.
used to be a glass drinker, but the more I drink now, it's usually just like 1 or 2, and I'll just pop it in a can. I'll just drink it out of the can. But if I can, I will pop it in my other like nice, like insulated cup thing, so the beer stays
Yeah,
cold
yeah.
for a lot longer, so I can drink it over a longer period of
Mm.
time. That way, I'm not like having to. Okay, I gotta fucking keep drinking this before it goes warm.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, you guys know that I have like every single kind of glassware. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
depending on the
that's
beer,
what I was
depending on
gonna
the
say.
beer, then I'll pour it in that. So like usually,
So
if
the
I have,
question's
I have
for
one
you.
Stella class, so I'll pour that in there. Usually, right now I was in a rush to get up here, so I was like, "Fuck it, straight
I
out."
think I have like 3 beer glasses that I use for water, and all of my small cups are like whiskey cups. So that's all we drink. Everybody in the house drinks out of either beer cups or whiskey cups.
That's
Nice.
hilarious. That's funny. What were you saying, Mark?
But does it? Well, you're the one that knows. Does it make a difference if you drink it out of the cup or you drink it out of the can or the bottle?
I think it's a psychological thing, to be honest. You know, like sometimes I feel like a proper beer should be in a glass, but then if I'm doing shit in the garage, like I'll just drink a Pacifico straight out of the bottle.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm,
So
true.
yeah, I don't like if I watch football, then I'll pour like 2 modelos in my big like glass mug because I pretend that I'm at
Das
the
Boot.
bar. You know, no, I don't do that. I do have a little boot somewhere. I think, yeah, back there somewhere I have a little boot. But actually, hold on.
Yeah, I mean, if a beer explicitly says, you know, pour into a cup, I'll pour it into a cup.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Das Boot, straight from Germany.
Yeah.
Das
Yeah,
Boot.
yeah.
Shout out to Angela in Germany.
Hey, Angela.
Shit. So yeah, it just depends. But I do like having a koozie on some of my
Yeah.
beers when I do have it here.
Life
It
is
just-
Yeah,
beautiful.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I don't
Yeah.
have one. I need to get one.
Yeah, I
then.
don't-
I have some
I just like the
downstairs.
koozies because they do keep, just like the insulated cup, they keep them colder for a little bit longer. And, you know,
Yeah.
if you're outside holding onto the beer, your hand can get a little cold. So koozies just
Well,
better. And they make really cool koozies now. So it's like, I got one
Yeah.
from when we went to a
There
festival
you
in
go. I
San
do have them
Francisco.
here.
I got one there, and we got one from Life is Beautiful. So it just brings back the memories.
I got this one from one of my best friends, Hecky.
Yeah.
Okay, what's up, dog?
Nice.
That's fucking dope.
Bag of dicks.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, we're gonna have to blur that out and shit. We're gonna get banned.
He sent me a bag of dicks from bagofdicks.com one
Fuck
day.
yeah,
and
he would.
This was part of it, and I thought this shit was so funny, man. It was like a little candy bag of just little penises, and yeah, then this thing. I was like, that's hilarious.
How'd they taste?
Oh. I didn't know. I don't know. Like
blue raspberry?
penis and coconut.
It's weird.
Coconut
They all
milk?
tasted like
Tastes like coconut milk, bro.
The coconut was subtle.
Yeah. Very subtle.
All right, let's get into this, guys.
Okay.
All the bullshit aside, let's get serious about this.
Let's get serious.
So today we're going to talk about the creative process, and we're going to talk about each individual creative process. My process, Pete's and Sly's. Let me go first because this actually is kind of hits close to me. I was having a conversation with her name.
I mean, it
Horrible
hits
memory.
everybody close having a creative process. We all have a creative.
No,
process.
I just went through it.
Hits him even.
You just
closer.
scratch your balls.
No, scratch my belly, bro. My balls are down there, bro. My banto area. I just ate a
You
fucking
show him a picture of
torta.
the dick, and he's got to scratch his balls and smell it.
I know, right? Like, fuck, I forgot her name, bro. I'm horrible memory.
Okay. So far, your story's
Okay.
not the best.
So far, he
Okay.
really has to talk about it because it's really hitting hard for him and his old designer, who's now his friend.
She's always my friend.
Lauren.
Laura hit me up last
There we go.
week, and
Yeah.
she was telling me that she met up with the creative director out in Florida, and the creative director gave her some feedback and told her you need to have some passion projects in your portfolio because all the stuff you have here is like work related. So completely understand. You have to show that's what they told. That's the
Okay.
feedback she got. So regardless of
Okay.
that, she was telling me like, oh, I want to work on this logo and I have an idea for just like a random company that I want to like create a logo for. And I was like, cool. Well, what's the logo? And she wants to do bagels, surf bagel, something with surf and bagels. So I was like,
Okay.
she was stuck. And I was like, cool, let's go through the creative process. What do I do what I do when I'm stuck and I want to start a project? Well, actually, all the time when I start a project is what I do. I get inspired. So I'll go on Pinterest and I'll start looking for different things. And in our conversation, I was like, okay, cool. Like, let me come up with some idea. And this is what me and Lauren are going to do. So I was telling her,
Okay.
all right, cool. I was like, you're doing bagels. I'm like, hey, let me do tacos. And I was like, oh, cool. I'll call it Desert Tacos because I live in Nevada, right? So I'm going to create a logo for Desert Tacos. And then
Wait. So you are competing with her, or you're like working along with her? Like, hey,
I'm working
I'll do
along.
the same.
I think he's
So
working along with her.
Okay, so you both are working on this project, and you're just going through like the creative process.
yeah, she's going to do bagels and I'll do tacos.
I
So-
see. Kind of like,
so
hey,
when
I'm
I
gonna
was-
hit the gym. I'll be your gym buddy.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. And I was
Okay.
telling her like, if you're gonna go have an interview, not that she's looking for a job or anything, she just wants to up her stuff. If you're
Wink,
gonna go, anyways, so if you're gonna have an interview, when you're having an interview and you're talking about like it's a project that you did, you want to talk about the project like it's flushed out, right? So that's gonna impress the people that you're working with. Because if you're going to an interview with a legit company, that legit company is gonna want to hire you and retain you, right? They don't just want to hire you for you to like, sorry.
Retain.
So I'm going through puberty, guys. I'm going through reverse puberty. I hit my 40s and shit. Anyways, so I was like, so flush out this company. It's not real, but pretend that it is. So then I gave her my examples of Desert Tacos, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna make this taco shop, and what's gonna be special about this taco shop? Well, they add cactus to their tacos, right? Somehow they're gonna add, Mexicans eat cactus, nopales, bro. Have you ever had them, Pete? Sly?
Yeah, all the time.
Yep.
So I'm like,
Of course, they're great.
you can literally that was my concept. Like my company's gonna have like nopales on the tacos, and it's gonna be either on the salsa or part of the marinade or something. I don't know. So then I was like, cool. So what I need to do, I go research taco logos and get inspired. I look at a bunch of taco companies. I look at a bunch of like different types of art for like cactuses, and then I did research on the cactuses, and then I created a Pinterest board, and I added all those to there. And that's what I usually do. I just like pin. And when I feel like I have a good amount of things, then I go back to it and then I analyze it. And then after that, I do a sketch. Right now, we're in the research portion of it, and we're going to go very slow. 1 week we did research. The next week, we're going to do one sketch of one concept.
A whole week for research?
Yeah. We're not in a hurry,
It
bro.
takes time, all right? It's
like no pressure.
Surfing bagel company, man. It just takes time.
Yeah, it's chill, bro. Tacos are chill, bro. It's taco time, bro. Taco time.
Yeah, but how many cactuses and tacos you gonna look at for a week?
Well,
plus, how many
1 week we're gonna focus on.
Take a week to come up with one concept.
These are make believes, bro. We're the clients. We told ourselves.
You know what? He did say these are passion projects, so give himself some time.
Okay.
Well, we don't want to overwhelm each other, so we'll take it slow. That's how I see it. I don't want to be like, well, you need to have all this. No, I want to keep it fun. So I don't want to pressure.
Do you have the same mentality when you drink beer?
Like, don't rush it.
Slow. Don't rush it. No. Give me a shot. Pound it. Next one. Let's go.
I don't drink like that anymore.
How about chicken wings? How about chicken wings?
That shit hurts, bro. Oh, I can't. But so yeah, that's my creative process. I do some research. I gather my ideas, and then I put it on the drawing board and then execute.
Okay, when you execute,
there's a lot of other steps in there.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it? Like that's just the beginning, or are you saying like, hey, ta-da, I'm done?
No. Of course, I go create a few sketches. I usually do like 2 to 3 sketches, and then I'll go and look at the ones I'm like, okay, cool. This one's the one that's more feasible than these ones, but I'll keep them there. And then I start looking for my fonts, and then I start looking for other ideas, and then once I have something down, that sketch that I like, then I'll bring it into Illustrator and then start outlining for a logo.
So you do one sketch, other ones? And then you go.
No, I do a few sketches, bro. Like 2 to 3 sketches. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Do you have examples of stuff like you've done like that?
Not like right now. I'm not that prepared.
Okay. I'm definitely not that prepared either. But I can walk through my process a little bit more than that. Are you that prepared?
Okay. I mean, so is that the end of your story, Martin, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it for tonight's podcast.
That's it for me. Do some research, get inspired. Do some research, get inspired. Do some sketches. Have an idea of where I'm going, and then put it on there. And then
I'm gonna fuck off for a week on Pinterest, pinch a bunch of shit, and say
for this project, motherfucker.
Here's one sketch. Done.
Illustrate it. Go to press. Good to go.
Approved. Fucking done. The best. Next shit. What you want?
No, we're doing 3 different sketches, but just one a week. We're doing it slow.
Okay.
So how do you pick your typography? Like how do you pick your typeface? Is that part of your Pinterest board too? Like what is it that do you look at history? Do you look at like what kind of tacos are you looking at? What kind of cactus? Like do you have a style that you're gonna go for when you do these kinds of things, or is it just kind of like across the board saying, hey, any logo that's a taco, I'm gonna pin it. Any logo that's a cactus, I'm gonna pin it. Any typography that looks cool, I'm gonna pin it. Or do you say like, I know a specific like look and feel that I'm going for that they're using in like LA or that I've seen out in the street? Are you looking at like Fire Text or Photoshop or Vector? Like, talk to me a little bit more about that process.
No, for the desert tacos, I looked at a bunch of different like taco logos that weren't like had nothing to do with like desert or cactuses. I just got all those logos together, and then
what are you thinking right now? Like, can you paint a picture for me of what you're thinking of your logo based on the concepts that you've already saved?
So I was thinking, well, based on the concepts that I saved, I was looking at the styles for the cactuses. Like, there's a lot of cool cactus styles, like especially because it's Mexican, so it's a lot of like Mexican art with the, especially with nopales.
Can you share
like,
that Pinterest?
let me find that Pinterest and let me send it to
Or
you.
yeah,
Pete.
can you send it to me, please? Yeah.
There's a really cool one. I'm not sure if you've heard
On
of
the
it.
chat, do it on the chat, please.
It's not
Or
any
studio
beer
chat here.
or food or taco trucks or anything, but agua de kefir, I think is how you say it. Yeah, they have a really cool cactus like logo thing.
Agua de café.
I think it's really good. I also really like the drink. It's like a probiotic drink. You can get it at Target.
Cool.
Okay.
It's really good. I shared the pin with you guys. The logos, I just anything I saw that I liked.
Talking about right here, like this.
Yeah, so there's the cactus.
More
I was
realistic.
like, oh, this is kind of a cool cactus.
More.
Yeah. No, that is that cactus.
Real realistic.
That is the cactus that I'm talking about that we eat. That's an opal, bro.
Watercolor. Yeah.
Yeah, watercolor. That's pretty cool.
Beach.
I mean, that's really like heavy graphic. I wouldn't see this as a logo, as an illustration.
No, definitely not. But I'm saying, like, I think that's a really cool cactus you could use in your pin board. Just trying to give ideas. Something he might not have thought of. Gotta look for cactuses and everything.
Cactuses. All right. Desert.
Yeah, so can you show your pin board, Martin?
Yeah, it's on the studio chat.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And when I'm looking through Pinterest for inspiration of this, like I'm not looking for anything specific. I'm just looking at everything. And then when I gravitate towards it, I'm like, oh, that's super cool. Like if you look at the one that Taco Villa, that font's pretty fucking dope. I really like it.
Which one? Taco Villa.
Yeah, Taco Villa. There's the one that says Taquizo. Taquizo, that one, like, that font is fucking dope, right? So when I saw that, I was like, oh, that type of font is probably the type of style that I want to lean towards.
Taquizo.
It's red and black and
right above the tacos that look like Taco Bell. Teal and red. To the left.
This
one. There you go.
Yeah, look at that font, right? Like, that's a super cool,
isn't this the same custom font that you created for your logo? Like back in 2016?
Get the fuck out of here. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro.
Yeah, that's
like 100 years ago, homie. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Little quick back.
Next year, I'll be like,
so you can look at all these cactuses. So like, this is what style are you leaning more towards?
I'm not leaning towards any style yet. I'm just looking at all these like different type of styles, and the next step is to like sit down and sketch. I really like the heart thing, but I don't think that has anything to do with tacos. I like this Viva Mexico thing on top that like looks like it's like cut out and then like, like a stamp. Mm-hmm. But right now like this is just my research.
So when you're researching this, so is this like a food truck? Is this a restaurant? Like, have you thought about that process in your creative thought?
Yeah.
Like, how do you?
So what I was thinking, what I told her was like, okay, cool. So the concept is this. It's called desert tacos because our tacos are going to have cactus in it, and we're obviously going to sell their tacos. I don't know if the cactus would go in the marinade with the meat, or if it would go with the salsa, which would make more sense with the salsa, and then you could apply it to all the tacos that we serve. And then I was saying her, like, how do you incorporate your business into the community, right? So I'm like, it's going to be a food truck or a taco stand where I can move. And I am very, like, like, I love going out to, I like our nature, right? And I love going bike riding over at Henderson at Wetlands Park. And every year or every 2 years, Wetlands Park burns because they have a lot of bushes and, and it's fine. It usually just burns naturally. Yeah, Wetlands Park. Wetlands.
Sorry. The
wetlands.
Oh, wetlands.
Wetlands Park. Wetlands Park. I'm a fucking
wetlands.
Go on.
I'm talking about shit. Wetlands Park. Outside, it's my trucker hat, bro. It's filling my brain.
Get your
every couple
99-cent hammer.
$7.99, fool. $7.99 hat.
I said your hammer. I got this hammer for $1.99.
Fuck yeah, dude. Reasonable, right? So every year or every 2 years, the park burns, and then there's a lot of volunteers that go down there and help out. How dope would it be if the business sets out and like goes to this to Wetlands Park and tells them like, hey, here's a free voucher for our taco truck. Give it to your to the people that are volunteering for free, and then when they come to my business, I'll give them a free taco, right? And now we're giving back to our community. Now you're tying in your business with your community and you're doing something for your community because it's all about community. How do we make ourselves better by making everybody around us better? Is by giving back to our community. And what better people to give back to those who are already giving back? They're volunteering to help out. And it's usually senior citizens that go out there and they pick up the trash and they go on a little walk. So that's what I was letting Lauren know. If you come prepared like this to an interview and you already have this, oh, this was a passion project, but here's the whole process that I already thought about and I would love to make a website for this. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but now you're telling an employer I was fucking around, created a logo, created a whole like idea, a concept for a business, and then I went and I created a website for it. And now your employer is going to be like, holy shit, like this is the type of person I want to keep and retain. And this person is definitely going to make our business flourish. Yeah. Anything else?
Anything else? Yeah. So where does all of that tie in to what you're doing? Because I understand that you're saying, well, we could give back to the community and I want to do this flyer. So are you thinking more on like a full brand and like advertising thing? And how are you tying that back to where you're starting? Because when I'm looking at your Pinterest board, I don't see any of what you just said in that Pinterest board.
What do you mean? Like giving back? You're
to like,
the
well, I want to do giving back to the community, and I want it to be more mobile.
My Pinterest board is.
Sly, you
no, my
really,
Pinterest
real
board.
Quick, hold on. Sly, you sound really like far away. You sound. Am I just the only one who's hearing that, or
no? You just sound a little
test.
Yeah, yeah.
That's better.
You sound like you're far away, bro.
Is this better?
Yeah,
like if I'm like right here.
Better.
Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe because you.
Sorry for technical difficulties.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
My Pinterest board is only just for logo research. Like it has nothing to do with like the.
How about this? Is this better?
So yeah, there we go. That's better. So then, so let me just to obviously, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody that's listening, we shoot off the hip sometimes when we do our podcast. So I'm just trying to completely understand the process here, the creative process of Martin. So what we're talking about is your own individual. Just so I understand, your own individual creative process. And for you, when you create a logo, Martin Bautista, your way that you start is you talk to whatever the client is, right? So you're saying regardless whether it's a passion project or a real client, this is how the steps that you would do, right? Am I understanding this correctly? Okay.
So
you get the creative brief from the client, or you have a conversation with the client, and on this case the client is you, so you're saying, hey, I'm gonna make a cactus taco brand identity or just a logo. Like what's the process of this? Like because now we have to think about more than just a logo. So I've never told a student, out of all the portfolios that I reviewed at a workplace, I've never told a student to, hey, go make more passion projects. I always see what they have, I don't mind passion projects. I think those are cool because if you have the chops, you have the chops. We had this conversation when we talked with Jordan Kabalka. I don't mind a passion project because as long as it shows that you have thought, the process completely out. And it's like, hey, when I get handed a brand or I can work on a brand, these are all the steps that I can take instead of just saying, hey, this is a logo I can create. Hey, this is a layout I can create. You're thinking of the entire, from start to finish.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So when you start a logo, your initial process based off the name of whatever the company is going to be or the branding, you put together a bunch of assets on Pinterest mainly. Do you look at Dribbble? Do you look at Behance? Or do you look at any other sites that inspire you? Do you look at what current like food trucks would be out there in this case?
Yeah, no, in this case, I just went on Pinterest, but usually I will go on Dribbble. I will go online to look at stuff. But Pinterest, I've noticed that for me, Pinterest is a really great resource because it does
Definitely.
have a lot of good stuff where I've gone and looked at like other stuff. It's not as good as Pinterest. So that's why I usually grab it. I've always done Pinterest. I remember like, I don't know if it was you guys, but I remember mentioning it to like people in the past when I was younger and they laughed at me and they're like, Pinterest? Like, what the fuck? You're a chick or something? I'm like, no, I like Pinterest.
What are
I
you,
like
a grandma
creating
doing
boards.
crocheting?
Yeah. Like I like putting my stuff there and it's a good resource for me. So I've always used Pinterest to pin my shit when I'm doing research.
Okay. I'm doing a quick. I'll show my screen for those of you that are watching. This is a quick search on Dribble. For those of you that don't have Dribble or don't know what Dribble is a social media platform for designers, motion graphic designers, art directors, all over across the board. They've changed their terms and conditions. So a lot of people have decided to cancel their pro subscriptions. I am one of those people.
Interesting.
Talk about that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
they decided to
what's the
change
tea?
things so people could reach out to you and connect to you directly through Pinterest, right? People that were looking for freelancers and projects. But now they made it to Dribble made it to where you have to do all your transactions through Dribble. So if you get in contact with a designer through Dribble, everything they can only share your information, or you can only get their information through Dribble. There's no other way. I mean, you could technically email the person. I haven't gone through it, but it's like all transactions, everything happens on Dribble, and then Dribble takes a pay of that or a cut of that. Right. So that sucks. Yeah, exactly. Like that's like, so you all of a sudden we went from, hey, this cool site, you can post stuff, clients can reach out to you, you share your information, and then bam. Now it's, hey, this client wants to get in contact with you. You have to be a pro. All your transactions have to be through Dribble, and we get a fee. So
That's
it's like,
bullshit.
Hmm.
What's
yeah,
the
yeah.
benefit
So
to you, the
there
user
is
who's
no
already
benefit. Yeah.
paying? There is no benefit, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not
Whatsoever?
expensive.
Well, it's
Don't
like
get me wrong, it's not
hosting.
expensive. Yeah, it's not expensive. It's $20 for the year or 25 for the year to be a pro, for you to post more things, to get access, analytics, all that stuff. So it doesn't break the bank, but it's just annoying saying, okay, if I could potentially get a $3,000 client through Dribble, and then now my cut's only going to be 2,500 or so. I don't know what the actual percentage is. It's like, yeah, nah, and then I still have to pay taxes. Yeah, no, you kiss my ass on that part. I'd rather just, take care of that shit. So it felt like just like corporate greed, to be honest.
Are you
I
still
get
able
it.
to have your
It is.
contact
It is,
information
bro.
on there?
No, there is no more contact information on Dribble, as my understanding. Even like when you go from a pro subscription to just a regular subscription, they take away like your title and little taglines that you could put on there, a picture that you could put on there. So it goes very back to like basic. Like for example, mine. Let's see if it goes. There used to be an image up here, and I could write some other stuff. Now it's just
Yeah,
literally
I remember
a
seeing
grid.
that.
Yeah, now it's just literally a grid. So
That sucks, dude.
that sucks. But again, for those of you like Martin does on Pinterest, I just type in tacos on Dribble, and you have a variety. You have some cliche kind of stuff like this where it's actually mocked up. You have
There's nothing cliche about mock-ups. All right.
Oh no, I meant like the type. Sorry, I meant like the type.
Oh,
like
okay.
typography on this
I'm
one.
like
tortillas.
mock-ups do
Nice
sell.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I like this little graphic.
He meant traditional looking.
Traditional. There we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
traditional. Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
But like stuff like this, that's pretty freaking rad. This reminds
dope.
me of something
It's
Sly
dope.
would do. Yeah, like this guy right here, Bubba Chewy's taco stand. That looks like something like Sly right there. But
Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
This is referenced in our other episode where we talked about our buddy branding. I think this is in one of our
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Papa Chewy's taco stand again.
Papa Chewy.
And shout out to
I don't know who the designer is. I can't read it from here.
Kevin Kronberger. He's from Fort Collins, Illinois. This guy does some like alcohol.
Yeah, I follow him. He's got some dope shit.
He's got really fucking cool shit. Really fucking cool shit. He actually designed the label for a whiskey that I drink. A buddy of mine brought it. Actually, a friend of ours bought it in Wyoming and gave it to us when he came back. I'm trying to find it on here. I might be thinking of a different designer. So my apologies. But this guy does do some pretty badass work.
Phenomenal work, yeah, for sure.
Actually, no, I'm thinking of a different designer, but I think I started following him when I saw this right here, this dog one. Like, that's pretty sick. The
That's
texture,
cool.
the dog, the type is just pretty cool.
Sick.
Very vintage
but-
Americana beer kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, again, Dribble is another great source to get inspired. If you're the type of designer like Martin that you need to gather assets and get inspired by what's already out there. One thing that I will comment is if you're that kind of designer that wants to see, what taco brands are out there, it is very easy to get inspired and create something very similar. So if you want to try to be just a nit different, look at something else that's not tacos. Look at sushi, look at car designs, look at tennis rackets, like just completely different from whatever's that you're designing. Because I think, and I've been taught this before from teachers and friends, colleagues, that when you research what you're trying to design as you're getting inspired, your subconscious just kind of grabs something that you see, and then you kind of start going down that same rabbit hole in your own style.
I can see that.
You'll spin it your own way, but then you're like, oh shit, like I'm kind of copying, something like this instead of, coming up with my own idea. And it's very hard to come with something up 100% original. Very, very hard. So I get it, But once you kind of have that concept, then it's cool to go on to, Dribble, Pinterest, and see what's out there. And then you could really fine tune that idea a little bit more. My 2 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So there you are, Martin. You're gathering your assets. You're on Pinterest. You're saying, hey, this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. Do you have, as you're getting inspired by this, are you already building it in your head, or do you sketch this shit out and say
it's so it usually like I look at the stuff like with this process, because I don't have to do it like that super fast, like it's marinated in my head. And like this, I don't know about you guys, but like I was falling asleep last night, and then my brain all of a sudden was like, oh, what do you think if we maybe try to do an outline of a taco, because Vegas has Red Rock, and I'm like, my brain was just telling me this, right? It's not something I was thinking, it just came to, and I was like, what if we try to incorporate a silhouette of a taco with the mountain somehow, and then add a sun? And I was like, how the fuck am I going to do that? So I do start thinking about it. I break it down in my head, and then I put it on paper. But doesn't happen all the time, because usually I don't have a lot of time to work on this stuff, right? Because usually it's a quick turnaround when we're working on projects. So yeah, I try to break it in my head, and then yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
Okay. No, that's a good way of describing what Pete was trying to say. Where
blurry, or am I just tripping?
No, I think you guys are just tripping. I think it might be internet connection, because I look.
It's fine. Yeah,
Martin,
I think because it's recording on all three.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Martin, is he blurry on your end or no?
Yeah, he's blurry on my end, but I'm just.
He looks like I don't know, like True Detective
Pixel.
Like he's telling a story, like hiding his identity.
Guys, we're time traveling right now. Sly's stuck in the 90s, and we're in 2025, and he's went back in time, and he's gonna see how designers work back there.
No, he's just
somebody's calling dial up.
That's what he's doing.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's this heat. For everyone that doesn't know, I'm working out in the garage, and my laptop is a notorious overheater. So
yeah, and then Sly farts a lot, so I'm sure that makes his room warmer.
Is there? Are you scared there might be spiders in your garage while you're recording?
Oh, dude, I went to help Sly today, move some shit from the swap meet, and there was a fucking spider. I was like,
I'm not scared of spiders.
Fuck out of here! Oh, you're not scared of spiders, Sly? Oh shit! Damn. Okay.
Nice.
I mean, don't get me wrong; they're creepy, but I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I flipped my table.
So if one just all of a sudden jumped on your shoulder, you wouldn't scream?
Ah!
I think you would.
I think I would be like, oh shit, I'd go like this, right?
Nah.
But I don't think I'd be like, I don't think I'd be like Martin when I threw a fake spider across the room that was like this big, and he was like, oh my god.
Just so my viewers know that my friends are fucking assholes and they know I have arachnophobia and they fucked with me for like 2 fucking years with the fake fucking plastic spider every fucking day, and I knew it was coming. And I
It wasn't
still
every
couldn't help
day.
it.
It wasn't every day.
It was like every other day.
like
Give you a little break.
Yeah, it was like once a
Fucking
week
assholes.
or so,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
Every time
We would just
it
hide
doesn't
it
matter.
here and there, you know.
So you're doing your. So are you, when you base your when you read the creative brief and then you're thinking about your logos, your ideas, you don't sketch anything out prior, you immediately go to see what's already out there?
I get inspired first. I go look at stuff first, and then I do my sketch afterwards.
Then you do your sketches, and then you take that into Illustrator, and then you create variety or different variations of those logos. And then
Wait, so are you doing full sketches or are you doing thumbnail quick sketches?
On this specific one, I'm just gonna do like some. I'm gonna
just wondering
try to put some more time into the sketches, because I do like the cactus, and I do want to make a pretty cool cactus. And
like, are you doing detail stuff, or are you just kind of like?
No, this is not gonna be like full blown detail. This is gonna be like a sketch, but I'm gonna try to spend like 30 minutes on it to come up with the.
Or you like sketch? Here it goes.
Nah, not like that.
Sketch.
I'm trying to give this a little love. I'm gonna give it love, and I'm gonna spend at least like 20, 30 minutes on the sketch.
Vertical taco.
Or just be like little squiggles, how we used to do it, right? Like little squiggle and then
smiley taco. 3 versions. There we go.
Chicken taco.
So yeah, because I mean, for me, when I do sketches,
he's like,
that's
fire taco.
Fire, spicy taco.
Fuego.
Hey, you gotta put the little spikes, bro. Oh shit, there we go. We're breaking it up. Put some little.
Now he's got
thorns.
hands.
No, put some thorns on the tacos, bro. There you go. Then that's the cactus tacos.
That's the
nopales. Cactus tacos. Look at it. Look like he's done.
Pitchfork. Boom.
Give him mad eyebrows. Because he's on
Those
fire.
are the spicy tacos.
He's got a fucking cactus right here, and he's got mad.
There you go.
Bam,
yeah.
bam,
Boom. Done. Sold. I'm done. Fuck yeah, dude. I ain't gotta do shit anymore. A la verga.
But yeah, I'm just wondering because
$1,200.
$1,200.
No man.
I mean, he has hands and feet, so obviously he has to be $1,200. You had to use CRISPR. You had to use CRISPR to fucking make him.
It's fucking fire. Okay, so what about? Okay, so you're coming up with your logo concepts. You sketch these things out. How do you choose your typography, and then how do you choose your colors?
My typography, I'll go online.
Center frame, Martin.
Fonts.
Center frame.
I'll look at different fonts. I'll go on just online and search. In this case, I'm gonna just search for taco fonts first and see what pops up, and then I'm gonna look for Mexican fonts, see what pops up, and then I might look for native fonts because native and Hispanic kind of go together, and then I'll go online and see what's available.
You gonna hand draw those?
So you're gonna hand draw them, or you just live type them and then outline them.
Yeah, I live type. The type I'm not confident enough to create my own type yet. Maybe when we have
you don't tweak.
Not
the
even.
fonts whatsoever.
Yeah, I was about to say tweak.
Like, do you tweak them, and it's okay to be honest. Like, if that's not.
No, I don't tweak my fonts. Sometimes I will tweak certain things. Live type, but no, if the font like has something that needs to be like fixed, that doesn't like it's stylized too much, I might cut it off, or I might bring them in close, I might do that kind of. But no, I don't go and do all that stuff.
So you don't like?
Do you guys
like
do
outline and like stretch and push and pull? And
not too much, no. But I'm not like. I don't, but I'm also not like specifically like a logo designer like you guys. I do logos, but I don't feel like I'm as an expert in logos like you, Pete, or Sly.
Okay, so when you create your logos, you stay live type, and here or there you'll adjust your.
I'll tweak them a little bit. But
so when you look at fonts, where are you looking for fonts for inspiration?
I'll go online, and they usually lead to the font or all the font places.
Where? Like, give me a specific place that you go to when you go look for inspiration. Are you looking at My Fonts? Are you looking at the Adobe library? Are you looking
I usually first
Dribble, Behance,
the font.
I just do a Google search to see what's out there,
Font
and then
Squirrel.
Font Squirrel.
I'll go on Font Squirrel. Yeah, I like Font Squirrel actually. Their font generator is really really good, or their what the font to look
Yeah,
for
their font
fonts,
finder. Or font
yeah,
finder.
that's really really good. There you go. That's a recommendation for you guys if you're watching. Like if you ever need to find out what font you're working with, go to what the font or font
Or what the
Font
font.
Squirrel. I think it has a better one. I like their generator better.
Yeah, because you know
Then what the
squirrels
font.
are good at finding things,
Mhm.
right?
So you don't look at your current font that you have in your like inside of your own Illustrator file. You don't look at like, hey, I already have these fonts, or you
I
limit what you have
find
on
it
there?
easier to find my fonts that I'm working for, like on Google, than go through the whole library. It's just easier for
I
me.
see.
It's faster because then you'll have to sit there and cycle. Because I'm looking for a specific font. Like in this case, I'm looking for a Hispanic Latin font, and it'll be easier for me to just search the web for that and find it. And then if I don't find something on the web, then I go over to Adobe Fonts and then I'll search there. But I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, but I feel like Adobe Fonts, it's a little harder to find specific type of fonts that you're looking for than just going online and searching for Native American
For
fonts.
anybody who wants to look at all of the fonts that you have on your computer, and I'm not sure how well it works, there's a website called wordmark.it. Wordmarket. If you type in what you want, whatever you're trying to look for, it should pull all of the fonts that you have on your computer, and you should be able to then choose from those fonts when you click on them to narrow down the different fonts that you have. So if you could pull that up real
Dope.
quick, Pete. Wordmarket.
I saved that.
Hold on. Let me. Well, I'm just what Martin said. You know how it could be difficult on looking at Adobe font. This is Adobe font right now. So let's see if we just type in Mexican. What pops up? Old English.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
Gothic. Okay. Some more Cholo, LA East Side.
Hey, that's
shit pops
racist.
up.
Why does it got to be
Hey,
that
man,
font,
that's what's
huh?
pulling up. Look at that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at that. That's actually a pretty cool font. Darker.
Hey, Cholo ain't racist,
Check it
bro.
out. So fool.
Cholo. Vatos
Okay,
Loco
I
forever,
see. All
Holmes.
right. So then if you just type in, let's see, a Mexican font, what pops up? To more cliche
Tequila.
shit.
Yeah, I would
When
say a
see
lot
stuff
more
like
cliche shit.
This is super cliche. That's cliche. That's
Yeah.
cliche.
I don't know, man. That
That's
previous
cliche.
one seemed pretty spot on.
That's
Envato
cliche.
Elements is pretty good too. Envato Elements.
Yeah, I use
like,
Envato as well.
Yeah, I like their
Okay.
fonts that they have.
So let's see.
So that's my
Mexican
go-to too.
fonts.
Sorry, I forgot to say that. I will go to Envato Elements and look at what
This
fonts
episode is
they have.
sponsored by Envato Elements.
Envato.
See,
Oh shit,
I
we're
like that
talking about
first
vatos. Envato.
So I
Man.
mean, some of these are cliche, but they're really much. They're a lot cooler than the other ones. Like this is pretty sick. You can't read shit of it, but that's pretty sick. This is cool. La tequila.
Yeah.
Tequila.
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 They should put another Z on the Aztec.
Interesting. Okay, so you look at these types of different fonts and you start playing.
Whoa,
check out
wait,
that one
hold
I
on.
said.
Oh, that's right. Oh shit.
Hold up.
.it.
Let me introduce
Wordmark.
Yeah,
can you send me the
wordmark.it.
link on the chat, please.
While you guys do that, I want to showcase the next beer I'm drinking. That's going to be right here. Tropical Beer Hug. Let me see what it tastes like.
I'm drinking whiskey.
Whiskey.
Time for a beer hug. Oh, that's the one I'm drinking
all
right
these
now.
whiskeys here that I need to do product shots for.
Oh, this one's like a punch to the face.
Like a tropical punch to the face?
Like a tropical punch. Not a big fan of it because it's more IPA-ish, but I could appreciate it. I don't hate it. I definitely enjoyed the other ones a little more than this one, but this one's very hoppy for me. But if somebody likes hoppy stuff, this is really up your alley with the little tropical hit.
Wait till you try that hoppy one.
Damn, bro, these motherfuckers are like gonna get me drunk as
All right,
shit.
so then what happens here after this slide? We
Okay,
the website.
Yeah,
just
slide.
type in I don't know, taco shop.
Cholo?
Room 250.
Cholo?
Yeah, there you go. Room 250 or taco shop.
to
Room 250.
Taco taco?
to
Taco, taco?
250.
Okay.
Yo, talking about
So
tacos,
these are
bro,
the
that's
fonts
my favorite.
that you have on your computer.
545 fonts.
Bro,
Yes.
that's fucking dope, Sly. You're my
So
hero
you-
right now, Sly. Like,
And then like select a couple of those, Pete. You should be able to select them. Like put a
Okay,
plus. I
this
think it's
one,
the plus,
Arial,
yeah.
Okay. Arial and this one and this one. Okay.
And then filter, I think at the top, filter selected
Select the
fonts. So once you go through all your fonts, you're like, oh, here's the ones that I really like. Then you can really narrow down what you
Let's
have.
see. That's pretty
Versus, you know, because sometimes when you're scrolling through in Illustrator,
yeah,
it clicks off and then it goes back.
yeah.
You
That's
know,
why I don't
and-
do that.
and you can
But
adjust
this
it.
is,
cool. Interesting. That's pretty cool. Wait,
This
how
is
does that
dope.
have
I
access
saved
to
that.
That makes it seem like it's just an open shit on my computer then.
Yeah, I don't know. Angela is actually the one who showed me this, so
What kind
give
of
her
virus you
the
put on my
credit.
shit?
No, I think it's open source, so I'm not sure how it pulls the fonts from
Let's
your
see, it's like-
computer.
what does yours say? How many fonts do you have? I have 545. Martin, you do the same.
what was it called?
2 girls, 1 cup.
Oh, it's right here. Word mark. Word
me see.
market.
The reason, I mean, for me, I look at fonts all the time. I mean, every day I look at fonts. I look at everything, kind of inspiration. And when I come across a font that I enjoy, that I like, and I appreciate, I usually download it and install it. And I know that at one point I'm going to come back to it and use it for something. I always see it, and when I come across a font that I enjoy, I always.
It's so interesting that
install
we
it.
have the exact same amount of fonts.
545.
You
Yeah.
do too?
I got 545.
Mm-hmm. So
I
I
got bullshit
guess-
on this thing.
I don't know.
So I guess,
man.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just like pulling in
I
the
don't-
standard fonts that you would have on
Yeah,
your computer.
I don't believe it. Okay, do you have? I'll tell you right now. Do you have on your computer a font called Erdon?
Okay,
Let me see.
okay, hold on. So if you look at this, you go to your fonts in the top.
Oh, I see. System
If you have to give it
allow
access,
Chrome to show your fonts.
you have to give it access. So that's nice that you have to give it access, you know, instead of it just getting access.
But that's
but-
just your Chrome fonts, so web fonts that you've installed on your shit. I'm gonna assume, not your entire library, because
This
I
is-
don't think Adobe would just let someone create let them have access to your shit.
Yeah, but is it Adobe because it's a fonts
yeah.
folder on your computer?
No, the number changed for me when I allowed it. It's 431 now. So once you allow it, it does go into your.
431.
So you have less
Oh,
fonts than what their fonts have.
I'll share my screen, but I'm already like this.
Yeah,
is
bro, you
fucking
need to
dope.
up that
Like, I
font
really like
number. Mm-hmm.
This is a rookie font.
Mm-hmm.
Well, bro, I literally just installed this computer. Like, I just started working on this computer like 3 months ago, bro.
I need a whiskey every 5 minutes till we pass the fuck out.
Yeah, no. So let me share my screen and let me see.
Yeah, show us your fonts.
Yeah, no, it is showing. It's showing. Hold on, where that should.
I'm just adjusting my fan.
All right, here we go. All right, cool. So yeah, this is my. Are you guys seeing this? Yeah. So these are my fonts, and like looking at this, like this font's kind of cool right here.
Okay, I have 479 fonts installed on my.
Ah, you're giving me shit for like 5 more fonts or whatever. The
Hey,
number
bro,
is.
an inch is
Okay.
an inch.
All right, I'm gonna allow.
Taco, 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 taco.
No, I don't
my
allow.
favorite,
No, I went to my fonts on my I went to my font book on my desktop
So how do you really know?
because I'm looking
Yeah,
at it.
how do
and
you
it
know?
says all fonts 479 typefaces. On my font book on the app on my Mac, I have 479 typefaces. It tells you right at the very top when you open it. So if you click,
This is a
font
dope
book-
ass font, Pete. This is the type of font you're into
Okay.
right now,
I clicked allow
I've
like
been-
Martin did. I have 11,000. All right, I'm sorry, 1,193 fonts on this computer.
Interesting. That's a lot.
Well, a lot of them, some of them are like mailing fonts. So like when you do specific mailing for a brochure, they have to have a special barcode. I think we downloaded a bunch of those, and we had like special numbering fonts for the newspaper way back in the day or whatever, and it probably just passed down.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I'm
Okay,
definitely
so Martin,
gonna save this because it's dope.
you are looking at inspiration.
We're not sponsored by
live
Wood
type your-
Market.
But you
No,
can.
we're not
We're
sponsored by
marketing. You can
anybody.
sponsor us.
You can
Yes.
definitely sponsor us.
PBR.
We're
First
gonna be
sponsor,
whores. We're gonna be sponsor whores right now. Everyone sponsor us. Everybody, whiskey.
Sponsor us.
You know,
Harbor
we
Freight.
need
What
free
the fuck?
stuff.
Harbor Freight. Harbor
We need
Freight.
free
Harbor
stuff.
Freight.
Thank you for
Harbor
our
Freight.
Patreon. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Bear hugs.
So
beer
then
hugs.
you go through your font shit. You find your font. How do you choose your colors? At what point do you think about color, and how do you think that? How do you process that?
The
You
colors
just open
come
up the
after.
color wheel, or like what? Like yeah, exactly.
No, I'll do
Explain to me
I'll
that
go
process.
online. I'll look for like color palettes. Like if I'm gonna make this logo for tacos, yeah, I'm gonna gravitate to the Mexican colors. And cactuses have
which
green,
would be what are they?
green, white, and red, and some browns. Right. So those are the colors that
Are you absolute that you want to stick with those?
No, those are the first colors that I'm gonna stick
Okay.
with, and then I'm gonna find different variations of them. So I might go online and just do like color schemes for taco logos or color schemes for
Do you
Hispanic or
try
something like that.
Adobe Cooler?
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say.
Not that
So-
one. There's a bunch of sites like that, but
I mean, I stick to everything Adobe, just like I do.
Yeah,
with
because you could
Apple.
just import it back and forth. You know, like if you like it, you just, hey, I want to take this over into my Adobe, and it's just right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, like,
you
but
know,
I
Adobe
just went-
Cooler is a great tool to use to come up with color palettes. We'll put for this one tacos right here. And if
Yeah.
you don't know what Adobe Cooler is, again, it's just it gives you oh, look at this. This is pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
purple.
So I
Maybe
was gonna
show-
say like those I was already thinking like not straight up the Mexican red and white and green like that what you just showed me right there. I like that red over to the right at the very end. It's more burgundy. I like that green that your browser's on. So I would probably gravitate towards that. But I've leaned more into creating it black and white and adding color more towards the end.
Okay.
Like towards
Of
the
the
end
process.
when is the end of the process? So okay, hold on real quick.
Like when I
Again, for
no
those of you-
when I have
hold
my
on, hold on. For those of you who are listening or watching, and you've never used Adobe Cooler, again, this is part of your subscription. It gives you, complimentary triads. You could adjust things, just kind of a range of colors for whatever.
You can
project
also
that you're
upload
working on.
photos.
Exactly. Yes, you could upload photos, right? So like the taqueria, you could upload and pull colors from it, right? So it's like, oh shit, like this is what kind of it's matching with it. But
And
then
I
you can
think-
also create.
you can edit
colors
that
here
too.
depending on RGB, HSB, lab, and then you can go triad complementary. You can go split complementary. So there's very different variations that you can create based off on color. You could even input your own color here, saying it's going to be, this is going to be our color, this X, Y, and Z, and it'll give you other ones to pull from. Gives you trends also, what's out there right now, colors that are being used. So definitely a really, really good tool to use. This episode is sponsored by Adobe. Pay our subscription for the next 3 months. That'd be helpful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Adobe. We love you. Even though we criticize you, one of our
I don't
episodes
care.
will be about taking criticism.
I'll
Yep.
criticize
Well.
Adobe all I want, but I ain't going nowhere. Adobe.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I'm
That's
still gonna
true.
be on that Chichi.
Yeah, well,
That Adobe
I-
Chichi, bro. That Adobe Chichi.
I ain't gonna transfer to Canva. I ain't gonna transfer to Affinity.
Fuck the hell no.
I knew about Affinity back in 2018, 2019. I learned about Affinity and how it was still very much developing and everything. But I was just like, I learned all my shit in Adobe. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
cool.
changing now. I am doing the hoppy beer hug now. This is
Beer
the second
hug.
one. Time for a beer hug.
Okay, so you are creating your logos. You're in the process of like, hey, this is the directions that I want to go. My 3 concepts. I'm gonna take them into Illustrator. At what point then? What do you bring up the colors? Because you
It's
said
very
towards the end of the
flavorful.
process. What's the end of the process for your logo?
So once I now outline my logos, I find my fonts, everything's laid out how I want it. Then I start.
So after you fully vectorize, then you go and think color. You never think of color prior to that.
Well, I don't like flush it out, but I already know in my head like the colors that I'm going for this, which is the red, the white, and the green.
But I'm asking,
So
like, because this episode's about figuring out
Your
your
creative
creative
process.
direction and like your
Hmm.
yeah,
inspiration and stuff. So again, do you not think about color until you've already vectorized, or do you think about color while you're gathering information? Like again,
yeah.
where in that
I'm
timeline
thinking
does
about the
color pop
color
up?
while I'm gathering the information, but I'm not focusing on the color until my stuff's already like in Illustrator and I already outlined it. And then once I'm in a comfortable spot, then I'll do the color research, knowing that I was already thinking about the colors. So what am I thinking about the colors for this specific logo for Desert Tacos? The colors that represent Mexico. But then I also got to incorporate the colors from Nevada, which might be a hint of blue, a hint of yellow,
Hint.
a hint of blue, and red rock, obviously, right? That's why I was leaning more towards that burgundy red versus the Mexican red because that burgundy red reflects kind of red rock a little bit better. Or I might once I drop it in, I'm like, oh, I don't like this one. I might go with the more red rock red.
Mm.
So I'm thinking like if I do that, that our blue is fucking. I like our Nevada blue. Our born
Hmm.
blue is like pretty dope. So I could drop a hint of that maybe in the typography, right? Maybe a hint somewhere in the design.
In the
Yeah,
blue sky.
in the blue sky. Maybe I'll add a cloud and
Do
Okay,
you okay,
so
instead of going with the full color, do you ever think about it in black and white? Because for me when I'm doing specifically logos, I want to also think about how's this going to look if they need to put it on a black and white background or so and so.
Sly, he mentioned that in the very beginning that that's how he
Oh, okay.
starts. When he
yeah, it's all
vectorizes, he
black.
just goes
Gotcha.
All
Okay.
black.
black. He starts with black, and then he goes on and adds color.
And then I
So
play with the colors.
Okay.
yeah.
My
Okay, so
apologies. I must have missed that.
now
No, you're good.
you choose your colors, right? And then what do you do after?
Then I add my colors and play around with the colors and then see what colors look good together because not all colors are gonna look good together. Yeah.
Okay. Martin
Okay,
is
so that's
over
my
it.
process.
He's over
Let's
it. He's
go
like,
with somebody else.
fucking.
Yeah.
I'm
no,
You
done.
already focused on my shit for too long.
Well, because no, man, like that wasn't really like your creative process. Like that's not a creative
Well,
We're
process.
just talking through it.
like
Yeah,
we're
I'm talking through
research.
it.
So
Yeah,
research.
but like part of that
the
is research, right?
research.
Because this is what you tell me. You tell me, hey, I got my research. I do some shit. I pick a font. I put it in Illustrator, and then boom, it's done. But that's not. You're not really
That's
going
not a
into
full
detail of
process. Yeah.
like give me about it. Like you're talking to someone like Lauren who's very green, less than 2 years. Describe the process. Hey, you go here for fonts for inspiration. Make sure you tweak and make sure you outline them. Don't live type them. If you like live typing them, that's fine. But then just know that your logo could be copied at any point unless you do an icon. Like I don't feel comfortable charging a client $1,200 for a live type logo. I'm gonna customize that bitch. I'm gonna fucking stretch and pull and outline and tweak that. And then, but if you want a $200 logo, sure, here's fucking Monster Rat. Here's some bold, space it out a little bit, out the door it goes. Whatever. I don't give two shits about that. So that's what I'm just trying to say. Like I'm trying to understand your actual creative process here to someone that might not be a designer that's listening and they're like, okay, what does this person mean? I don't understand that process. So
And if
you're
that's
going.
you, please leave us a message down below. What did we miss so far? Is there something we haven't answered for you? Leave a comment down below.
Yeah. So for this project, you're saying, okay, we're just gonna create a logo, and that's it. So your passion project would just be the logo. Are you gonna expand past that, and then how do
No,
you?
I am. I want to expand on it.
So how do you?
I don't
Okay,
know
so then,
about creating a brand identity, but I guess I should just to like take a step. I mean,
well,
I've done a
because
few
that's
brand identities,
yeah.
and
So when you say, hey, the creative director told Lauren, you need to create passion projects, and all you did was a logo. That's not really to me, it's not a passion project. It just shows that you could do a logo. That logo could be added to your logo folio sheet. Like I want to know the entire thing. Like, give me a brand identity, give me a campaign, give me something that shows that you understand.
Exactly. That's exactly
thing.
what we talk. Like all that you're talking about is what we talked about. Me and Lauren, I was telling her like.
Well, then
that's why I was telling her.
Like, talk about how
you're
talking about your taco cactus.
Well, I was talking about just the logo.
Now we know your logo.
So after I create the logo, then the next step should be to create a brand identity for this logo. I'm not very skilled with brand identities, so I'm gonna lean on you guys, and I might hit up. So that's what you do, right? If you're a designer, you're like, holy shit, I've never done a brand identities. What do? I could go research online and look at other examples, but what better source than to go to these motherfuckers right here that are pros? Like, Pete is a fucking pro in logo design, and I'm sure he's done a bunch of brand identities. So I'm just gonna be like, hey Pete, what's your process for the brand identity? Do you have some examples? Let me look at what you have, and then I'll look at other stuff and then bring it together. And the next step for me that I want to do for this is create possibly a website for this specific business. I don't know if Lauren's gonna jump on that, because I know I've been messing around with website design through WordPress and Elementor, and I'm kind of getting the hang of it. So I'm like, yeah, I think I could take a stab at this, and it might take me like a couple of days to do it, but I feel like I could do it. And in the process of that, what am I gonna do? Well, I am gonna go and get some images of tacos, and I was even thinking about actually creating a taco for this, right? I don't know. It's really like out in the air, but I'm like, yeah. Like I like cooking. You guys know that shit. Like, I love to cook. I've invited my friends over to our house a few times, and I've done brunches where I've done like chorizo con papas, chilaquiles, and like they all come down and they hang out and shit like that. So I could definitely go down to La Bonita. Shout out to La Bonita. It's a Mexican store here in Las Vegas. Buy a couple skirt steaks, buy some nopales. And I hate fucking nopales, bro. I fucking hate that. I fucking hate them, bro. They're nasty and they're slimy and shit for me. And I've tried to eat them because they're fucking healthy for you. They're a superfood, but I just can't. So this is going to be a challenge for me to actually try.
Just wait till you have to get all the little things off. The little prickles.
Yeah, that's easy. You just go. Yeah. So
you've
it'll be a challenge.
Done the nopales, bro.
I've never done the nopales, but I eat it. And my mother and father-in-law do it, and I'm like, all power to you.
You like them?
Yeah,
I'm not
like
them,
you go the other
I love
way.
it. I think it's great.
Nopales, I usually have them in a salad. So like my mom will do like a pico de gallo, but she'll add nopales in there.
Ooh.
And then I've had when I used to be a locksmith back in the day, shout out to American Lock and Key, Las Vegas. There was a taco shop next to the store, and they would put nopales in the tacos. It was actually pretty good. Yeah, except I got food poisoning one time, and that I didn't want to have it after that. But yeah, I've always had nopales in like kind of like a pico de gallo. Damn, now
I usually have it in like like tacos.
I'll give you some, bro, when I make
kind
them.
of thing.
In a what? What were you saying?
Yeah,
like in tacos. That's how I usually have it. It's really good.
Yeah, so
nice.
I might do that. I don't know. I do want to do it, so I should follow through with it. So that's where, like, if I do make these tacos, and I don't know if, like, I don't know, man. I haven't fucked with nopales. I don't know what their flavor profile is. I don't know how to mix them. Can you marinate your meat in them? And what's it going to taste like? I don't know. But you know what? I'm going to approach it with curiosity and fun and see what happens. And maybe it's like, maybe just make a salsa and then add a little bit of nopales on it. And that's the part where you just top off your tacos with it. And then if it comes out good
So
and they look dope, maybe I'll take some photos.
So you're trying to go really in depth of like building out this brand for your
full
creative
passion
process of like full passion of it, the food photography, and then everything else that expands past that. So website. So right now you're thinking logo and website.
Logo, brand identity. Well, I was thinking logo and website, but then my fucking friend was like, "What else are you gonna do? You gonna do a brand identity? Yeah, Pete. I guess I'll do a brand identity now, motherfucker."
Damn, he put you on the spot on the podcast. He said, "What else you gonna do?"
Exactly.
What else you gonna want me to do?
again, well, again,
Everything,
this
Martin.
is this is our thing of talking about like giving advice and everything, and obviously you're passionate about it and you want to help.
No, this is great
you know,
advice.
fellow designers and shit. But it's like, if number one, I would never tell a student, hey, you need more passion projects unless their
Yeah.
stuff like sucked, like really sucked, or
Yeah.
I don't know. I would need to have like direct conversation with Lauren to see like what this designer said.
Well, you know what? I'm
'Cause
going to talk to
that's
Lauren
really-
and I'm going to ask her if it's okay
Maybe-
for us to review her.
and then
I'm thinking maybe she just said, "Hey, you need more passion projects," to say in a nicer way, "Hey, I need you to get more of a variety of work."
or yeah. You
You know what I
might
mean?
be it.
In more of a nicer way, you know?
Yeah. Because again, when I think of if you were to put yourself in her shoes, right? She's 2 years out of school, and a creative director says you need more passion projects in your shit. What does that mean? Like, what does that mean? I mean, like a brand, brand identity. Because just creating a logo to me is like a passion project for a logo, and that could just be added. Like it's building out the entire thing. So yeah, I'm just trying to understand that.
Or I guess maybe
Well,
she
then
could
also
also
in
be
the hot chair-
saying,
You're in the hot chair, Martin, because this is your episode.
Well, the
She-
other thing is too that like we are Vegas designers and it's Florida, so I don't know what the Florida designers are like. Like I know we've said a lot of times like we tell people like do some passion projects, but we tell them when we see their portfolio where they have the same thing that everybody has and it looks very, very similar. That's the only time I really tell people that you do passion projects when they're fresh out of college and they're trying to look for a job and all they have is schoolwork. That's when I tell them do a passion project. But I have never, I don't think so, told like somebody who's been out in the industry for like a year or two, oh, you need more passion projects. So I really don't know where that came from. But
maybe
yeah,
she's
I'm
trying to
kinda
help
like-
her find her design voice. Like, hey, what do you want to design, and like, what is your style? Maybe that could be what she's saying by passion project. But I do agree with Pete where it's like, hey, you're telling me to make more passion projects, but like, what are you telling me by saying passion projects? Because I do agree, it could be literally anything. Like I have hobbies that are passions. Like I make, models and that kind of shit, or like,
Hey,
I
we could bring
do-
Lauren on if you guys want. We'll interview her and shit.
Yeah, I mean that'd be fun.
We could
She-
definitely
she
do
can
that,
give us
for
some-
sure.
Whatever. Yeah, we're always down for
Our
the
number
few
one
guys,
fan.
so,
Shout out, we'll schedule that up.
Cool.
Martin's
Awesome.
gonna schedule it.
Cool.
Anything else, Mr. Bautista?
That's it for me. What about you guys? I want to hear your process. I didn't expect to like spend so much time on me. I just wanted to go through it like real quick and like
Yeah.
bounce
You're
it out
the-
to you guys. That's why
you're
I
the
went
lead.
quick, motherfuckers.
You
I'm the
literally
lead,
talked
like-
about
This is
your
you.
process for like 5 minutes, man.
You're like,
Yeah,
hey,
research.
I create this thing, I
I make
sketch
shit.
it out,
That's it. I
I
make-
do it, and then it's done. And that's it. Creative
I mean,
process.
They give it.
Bada
I
bing,
get it,
bada
and
boom.
then I do it,
It's
and that's it. Bada bing,
done.
bada boom. I don't know, man. Pinche Mickey Mouse way. It's a Mickey Mouse. Yeah, pues. Shit.
That's the part I was just confused because like we talked about beer, we bullshitted for 15 minutes, and then you were done by 18 minutes, and, it's
And
just
he's like, and that's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, can we move on? Can we move on?
I'm done.
That's it. Yeah,
I'm done,
yeah.
I
Okay.
get inspired, I type some shit, I save it, and I'm done.
Yeah.
Approved.
Okay,
That's it.
well, let's
I'm
see.
done.
For me, I want to break down a recent project that I've been doing. So for this one, I needed to step into my creative process. So I had a big full page ad design that I need to do that I also need to break down into smaller advertising as well as making digital designs. And we're trying to launch this new process, or not new process, this new product at the Review Journal. And I'm like, okay, I have the assets, I have some of the copy that they need. I need to start doing some research, just like Martin does. But what I'm doing is I'm going to Dribble, I'm going to Behance, and I'm also looking through some of our past things that we've done, like stuff that we've submitted for awards, because it's award season right now for us. So I'm looking through all of that, and I'm really tailoring it towards what am I looking for. Martin, I know you're like pulling stuff, like everything that's cactus. For me, I'm like, what is drawing my eye in what I'm getting ready to design? So if I'm going to do something for the newspaper, okay, what is that newspaper thing? for the product that we're about to launch, I can't really like say what it is, but you know, I'm like, okay, what is it that would draw me, and what is the copy also looking at or sounding like? So that I'm looking at that sort of stuff, pulling that, opening it up on like a million different tabs. I'm just okay. I like this. I'm putting it in tab. Like this, putting it in tab. Like this, putting it in tab. After I've done like 10 minutes of that, I go back through each of those tabs. Hey, does this work? Nah, okay, I liked it, but it's not really for this project. So I close that out. Or I do like it. Okay, I'm going to leave that tab open. After I've gone through and kind of sorted through all of those tabs, now I have my pen and paper next to me and I'm starting to sketch. And I usually start with like 3 boxes, but I end up with, let's say, 7 to 10 boxes of like just ideas that I'm cranking out. I know when I'm done, when I can't think of anything else, or my brain is like, just put this on the computer and see what it looks like. Once I get to the computer and if it looks good, I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep rolling with it. And I'm going to try and pump out some of these other ideas. If that's not working, then I go back to the sketch. But I'm really just blocking things out. I'm not really looking at fonts. I'm not looking at colors. I'm just like, how does this layout look on my sketches? And then bringing it into InDesign and just using the basic fonts. Whatever is populated there, I'm just trying to block things out. Okay, does this look good as a big header? Does it not look good? Is this big box going to be wonky? What kind of flow am I looking at on this? After
so
that,
you lay out
go ahead.
You lay out your fonts and just go with the generic system fonts in your layout. But you
when
don't
when I'm blocking it out.
Okay.
So I'm like,
so
okay,
you're creating
hey,
like a wireframe for it. You're not really
essentially,
like,
yeah. So I'm like, okay, how is this
cleaning
font?
You're not cleaning out the fonts and the way it's gonna look. You're just dropping it in.
I'm dropping it in. I'm like, okay, this is going to be the big header. I'm going to put this in. Okay, let's say it says like, obey your masters or whatever. This is not anything. I'm just reading something. Obey your masters. Okay, obey is going to be the big one. Is it going to be obey your masters, or is it going to be obey your masters? I'm just trying to figure out how this is going to look.
The hierarchy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
After that, once I get all that kind of done, then I'll start going back and tweaking some of the fonts. Because for me, I just want to get that general look. If it looks good like that, then I'm going to start tweaking some of the fonts. Then I'm going to start adjusting the layout. Because it could totally look messed up with the new fonts, but the way I like it is the way I like it. So then I need to find a different font that'll work.
Yeah, but I agree with what you're doing. It's a different way.
Yeah, I mean, it's more publication design for sure.
No, but when you're doing the hierarchy of the font, if your font is gonna, obey your and then master underneath, and then you expand master, if you do that, you could change the font and you could still lay it out that way. So I kind of like that. I've never done it that way. I've never thought about doing that. I usually just pick my font and then I lay it out. So you're doing it like doing.
I'm kind of like you said. I'm trying to block it out. Yeah, I'm trying to block it out and see.
You're creating a wireframe.
Yeah, for sure. And then
do you lay out your fonts? Do you lay out your fonts? Sorry, do you lay out your fonts before you drop in any graphics at all whatsoever?
Yes, I like to use the fonts first. Well, I'll lay out the fonts and then I'll find my graphics, and then if the graphics don't match the font or vice versa, then I have to tweak it. Back and forth. There's a lot of tweaking that goes on, obviously.
Is your font layout more important than the graphic?
Depends. What's your? For me, it really depends. Is your message the photo, or is it going to be the headline?
Yeah,
because the headline is going to be good, but is the photo supporting it, or is your main hero the
focal
the
point? Is the image that pulls you in, and then it drives you into the headline. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And then obviously back and forth between me and other departments, tweaking here and there, and then going to press. A lot of in between, Pete. Let's hear those questions.
I was looking for something, so I wasn't fully paying attention.
Of course he wasn't.
I knew you, right? You asshole. Of course he pays attention when I'm talking. Now fucking Sly, you fucking asshole.
Well, I mean, okay, and my defense is because
He's
well,
trying to Google
Sly,
something of the first thing I said.
Sly, well, no, I was trying to pull up examples of like my creative process. That was the thing,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Like it depends on what it is, because I know my turn was going to be next. So it's like, how do I think of my creative process? And honestly,
Oh,
it goes
okay.
back to
Prepare
on
yourself.
like what it is
Fuck
that
Sly,
I'm
I
doing.
prepared
No,
myself.
what it is that I'm doing, right? Like I know Sly squared away. He's a creative director for a reason. He's been a creative director for the last 8 years. So I
Well,
expect
not 8
him,
years, but a good amount of years.
whatever. Okay, a
Yeah.
good amount of years he's been the creative director. I expect him to know his shit, to know what the creative process is for what it is that he's going to be doing, right? So he doesn't take on a lot of freelance shit. He does his business stuff, and then he does stuff for work. So I know that his shit depends on a bunch of other factors, but I know his stuff is going to be squared away. So before the spotlight came on to me, I wanted to make sure that I had something up, and I
Okay.
said, okay, well, it just depends. Am I creating a logo? Am I creating a brand identity? Am I doing just mock-ups and concepts?
Mhm.
Like, what is my creative process?
I don't know why I talked about a logo, which now I feel bad because I feel like Pete, you should have talked about the logo because you're the expert.
No,
in
you're
that
the perfect
area.
person to talk about a logo,
No,
Martin.
No, not at all, man. Because look, it's 3 different designers in 3 different stages in our careers.
Mhm.
Period. Right.
No.
So it's not everyone has, and everyone who's listening or watching, we're not saying that this is the way that you should do it. This is the way that we do things.
Mhm.
I always give Martin a little bit more harsher time because it's fun, but also because I know he could be. I know he can. I see much more potential in Martin than he sees in himself, and it's frustrating when his ass doesn't want to
Thanks,
fucking
bro.
push it. That's where I always like, come on, you motherfucker, like get motivated. I know you can.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes,
dude.
yes,
You know-
fucking lazy. All right,
Bro, when I used to
Martin-
rock climb,
hold on.
wait, when I used to rock climb,
Lower,
bro.
Martin. Lower, Martin.
When I used to
He's
rock climb, when
screaming.
I used to
Okay,
when I used to
just
rock
for everyone,
climb.
hold on, bro, hold on. The Martin that I remember,
Ah, dude.
the Martin that I remember was
That's
this
fucking
Martin right here,
sick.
okay, was this Martin right here?
I did
Martin
that. I
played
did
with
that.
this one, right?
Pretty sick.
Damn.
That's
just
the
fucking
Martin
dope.
that I fucking miss. That's the Martin that I miss.
Fucking was like
Yeah.
21 years old and shit.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
It really does not
Yeah,
matter.
you still damn, bro, you still have that? That's
Yeah,
dope,
yeah,
man.
I-
Put it
I
on your
need
door
to-
so that we see it all the
Well,
time.
no, I'm changing a lot of things in my background here shortly, so that's one of the things I'm gonna put up. So
Just so that
Yeah.
everybody knows.
no, man, I
like,
love that piece. I love that piece. That piece is fucking badass. But no, it's just
Pete-
it's frustrating. I want to push
Yeah.
you to do more. I know you could do more, and it's just
Hey, I'm doing some stuff slowly, but I am doing.
I know.
Like I
I
just
know.
sent you the picture that I just took. It's actually pretty sick.
That's
But
pretty sick.
that was
I
my
had
thank you.
One minor detail on it. That's it.
Yeah, give me some feedback. But one, just so everybody knows, like I really like. I'm very grateful to have. And if you guys ever run into a team that is as amazing as these 2 guys and shit, like you're fucking like golden. Like I was so grateful to Sly and Pete, and that's why I gave Pete that painting. Like everybody wanted to take that fucking painting from me because it is fucking dope. And I just gave it to Pete. I was like, here, bro, take it, man. It's my thank you for you because like. You know, you guys helped me out so much. I didn't give nothing to Sly, but
I haven't gotten any
whatever.
paintings, but I have gotten a lot of wisdom from
A lot
you,
of
Martin.
fucking
You know
labor
what?
too.
And a lot of labor because I make him work for my
Yeah.
wife. So
He does.
we just broke down some shit today.
You know? Let's see if
I almost got attacked by a fucking spider, bro.
Yeah, that's
Putting
a
my life at
tiny
risk
little
and
black
shit,
spider.
homie.
Um,
Bro, that shit was fucking
but you know
huge,
what?
homie.
I will comment on what Pete was saying. There is a huge difference from the creative process from doing freelance to doing in-house design, because in-house design. Oh shit!
Oh,
Yeah. That's
that?
that's me.
David Sly's work right
Yeah.
there. No, man,
Sly,
Forgive
you
the-
got
I keep
another
the
one,
I keep the stuff that you guys give me. I just haven't like framed it and put it up. But no,
Yeah.
that shit is dope, man. That's a really cool fucking piece.
Yeah,
It's a
that's fucking
101
sick.
right there. You know, so
It's humbling
That's why
seeing that. Yeah.
that's why I'm taking some of this stuff down because I want our pieces up there. I have a bunch of frames over here, and it's just like this is the inspiration stuff that I love having like my shit here, but it's also nicer to have like my friends' artwork up there. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I was saying, I think it's very different freelance from in-house, because in-house you have a lot of constraints because you're not only designing for yourself, but you have to take your ego out of it, because a lot of people have a lot of VPs have a lot of say with what they want done, and hopefully
that's true too.
they hired you for a reason, and that you can get that concept across before somebody else says, well, actually I want it this way. You want to be able to present yourself in a way that your concept seems viable, versus when you're doing freelance, you have to be the person asking all the questions and really setting all the boundaries, because they're coming to you for your expertise. Not that they're not coming to you for your expertise when you're in-house, but there's just a lot more hurdles that you have to go through, because people have trying to think how to put this politically, have biases that they think they know what's best.
Very true.
In-house.
Yeah, that's for sure. In-house.
Design preferences. I'd like to call them design preferences.
Yeah, design preferences.
I've worked with people that, like, I used to work with someone who did not like cursive fonts for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. So whenever, like, cursive fonts were used, they were shut down. So it's like, okay,
exactly.
Cool. Well, at first, like, when I was a younger designer, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to cater to this person. They don't like cursive fonts. I'm not going to do cursive fonts. But it's... the more I've been in design, I'm like, no, that's a fucking design preference. That is no right or wrong. I don't care if the answer was like, oh, well, cursive fonts are hard to read. It doesn't matter. There's room for every type of design everywhere. Cursive fonts are feminine. They're nice. They're awesome. They're very stylized, and they could be used for all kinds of stuff. So that's design preferences. Everybody has different design preferences. Like certain things that you don't like, that you fucking hate, that you'll never use. I don't know what they are right now for me, but I'm sure you guys have stuff that you fucking hate in design that you'll never fucking want to do. But that's a design preference.
Right? That's where you have to take your ego out.
I used to hate long format shit, and now I'm decent at it.
You're doing that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Now you fucking love that shit, bro.
I love the layout and like the like just kind of like pushing the boundary a little bit, you know, having that dynamic fun with typography. To me, typography is just, you know, making a big cap in the beginning, or like bolding certain stuff, or spacing, or the layout is just super fun. Yeah, hierarchy.
I honestly feel that that what you just said, Pete, is something more for like seasoned designers. When you become like more seasoned, you kind of start enjoying that kind of stuff, right? Like the long format, the working with like a lot of constraints with the client, like you know, you have to follow a certain identity, a certain brand, and it's very constraining. A lot of
it's a puzzle.
Oh, yeah, it's a puzzle, right? How could I create something dope with all these restrictions? And when you manage to do it, you're like, yes.
Those are brand guidelines.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
Brand guidelines. You have to stay within those brand guidelines. So, yeah, I mean, that's also part of like why we're graphic designers, like staying within those brand guidelines and creating something fucking dope. You know, I would say that for me, I'm gonna take over this now. For me, it really depends on what the project is. Number one, how much time I have, and that's whether I'm in-house or freelance. And then how much fun it is, right? How much of a passion do I have behind it? So if it's something that's corporate or medical, I usually just kind of create what, you know, go by the steps. Hey, okay, here's A, B, and C, get it out the door, and I'm done.
Very generic.
Yes, exactly. Okay, this is what the creative brief is.
Pharmaceutical.
Pharmaceutical stuff can only go so far, right? When it's client
Wegovy.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like, okay, let's stay within the brands. The brands, so the bigger the brand, the bigger the establishment, you have to stay within those brand guidelines. Okay, so then you don't have that much creative freedom, so you just kind of go with whatever the direction is. This is what we're looking for, X, Y, and Z. Gotcha. There's no need for me to reinvent the wheel. Just go ahead and do it, right? But then I'll use this example right here that I will share.
Lots of blues, lots of sans serifs. Yes, pharmaceuticals, lots of blues, lots of sans serifs.
Yeah, I love sans serifs, bro.
I have a client, Discover It Yourself. They are an outdoor adventure company based here in Las Vegas, and what it is they load up a Jeep for you. You choose your adventure. They load up the Jeep for you. They give you a step-by-step direction of how to get to your location, and then you do your adventure, and then you come back, right? Some people have no experience in the outdoors. Some people don't have 4x4 or 4x. They have sedans. They don't have a Jeep to go out into the terrain, or don't want to drive their own personal vehicle through the desert. So they use, this kind of company. And I was approached, and they're like, there's a couple things that need to have like a brand refresh, right? So they're like, hey, we need to up our brand deck. And I'm like, okay, can you send me your current one that you've already done? And this is what they sent me. Here's our company overview. Obviously, this is put together, I think, in Canva or PowerPoint, one of the two. But these are like, the layout of it. Obviously, they like orange. As I go through it and I have a conversation, I ask questions. What's your mission brief? What companies out there do you wish you looked like? What inspires you? So to me, the creative process starts with the conversation with the client. What do you wish your stuff looked like? Who are your competitors? What do you want to see in there? What colors? What really like stands out from other brands for you? How much freedom do we want to go in? Like, what do you like? And so this is the stuff that they gave me here, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. I can tell that a non-designer created this, right? They put this together. It works.
See a lot of
right?
things touching edges, and I'm like, come on,
Exactly.
dude. A little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, but it works. It works.
Yeah,
for what
it
they're
works.
doing,
It for
right?
sure works.
It works for what they're doing. I'm like, cool. So I sit down and I look this over and I go, okay, it's outdoor. It's using a map. It's terrain. It's rugged. It's a Jeep. The character is a Jeep. They like orange, like adventure. So how do I incorporate that, right? I'm doing this brand refresh. How do I do that? I go and I look at REI. I look at Harley Davidson. I look at Dribble. I look at Behance. I look at car commercials. Just like what Martin does, but to a different level. I do put my stuff on. I don't pin stuff on Pinterest. I look at stuff on Pinterest. What I do pin on Pinterest, I just save because it's like, oh, that's a cool logo. I just put it in my logo folder. It's not hey, that's a cool logo for this thing that I'm working on. It's just, that's an inspiring logo. I want to be inspired by it again down the road in the next week and the next day, whatever it might be.
I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
You asked Martin, does he do sketches before looking at inspiration? Do you do sketches before looking at inspiration?
No. Yes. So again, it goes back to what the project may be. When it comes to logos, when I have the conversation with the client and I'm asking all these questions, the who, what, when, where, why, I will create stuff real quick on my sketchbooks. I carry a sketchbook or a pad at any point with me. What's his name? Joplin? No, I got these from somewhere else. These are old, but you remember, guys. You remember these ones, right? Sketch more fucking ideas. A little sketchbook. I always just kind of thumbnail stuff, real quick sketches. If I have an idea when I have a conversation with that client. But other than that, no. As I'm doing my research, I will look at stuff. I have an idea. I've been doing this for, we've been doing this for fucking 15 years now. I have an idea when I have a conversation. And I might do some quick thumbnails, but as I research, if I come across something that's already been done, that's similar to what I want, I go ahead and just scratch that out. I'm like, fuck it. That idea is dead. No need for me to even evolve that anymore. Right. But honestly, to be transparent, it also depends on money. If the client is a cool client and I want to work with them, I'll adjust on certain things. Like, no, let me tweak this. If it's a low paying client and I just need to move this shit fast, whatever. Like, let's just kind of run with it.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you bring that up because like a lot of designers don't want to talk about money or they don't want to talk about reality is, yeah, it depends on the money. If they're going to pay you, like you said, $200, you're going to do it real quick. You're going to rush it and like, this is what you get.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I still create something cool, but it's going to be $200 worth. It's not going to be $2,000 worth. I still spend a little bit more time on it just because that's who I am. I still have my reputation, my portfolio. I still want it to look good, but I won't spend as much time as I would, a $2,000 logo, $3,000.
No, that's completely fair. And that's great to I'm glad you're saying that for the younger viewers, that they realize, like, hey, like, let's talk about pricing. How much should a young designer fresh out of college that is decent, not amazing but decent, should be charging for a logo, Pete? What do you
Mm.
think?
I think every designer has like a base. Okay, even if you're new, we'll just say 450. Don't charge any less than 450. Because if you have to pay taxes, whatever, and 450, I mean, I'm talking about like just think about your degree, think about the time, think about don't just think about what you're doing on the computer. That's not just work time. Work time is also searching and researching and looking at fonts and getting all this inspiration.
Sketching.
That it's sketching. That in itself takes time. There's some people who do Sly, are you frozen?
I just got a message that I might be. Hold on.
I was like, you're looking really intense there. He's like,
It could be.
Uh,
It could
The
be.
garage?
It's too hot in here and it fried my system.
I mean, I hope
didn't you put
not.
the ice pack, bro? I told you to put the ice pack slide. The ice pack slide.
It is
And he
so hot.
died.
The ice doesn't even mean anything anymore.
You need a swamp.
We live in
cooler
Las
there.
Vegas.
We're gonna get you a swamp cooler. Let's see what can we
Yeah,
find on offer.
I told him he should build some like
That's gonna-
fucking styrofoam
No,
walls
that's
and
gonna
create
be
a
a
cooler in there.
There's gonna be a Room250 expense right there. We're gonna get you a swamp cooler from OfferUp, so you can fucking, because I'm sure that bitch is hot as shit. But anyways,
I went there. Anyways, yeah.
for discover it yourself, again, I just looked at a lot of outdoor brands. It was already established. It's an established brand. They have stuff out there. They have collateral. So it's like, how can I tweak it? How can I refresh it? We just lost Sly. He'll come back here in a minute.
Oh yeah.
And that was one of the things. Like, how can I refresh this based on like the information? So again, this is the same deck. And then I created my own stuff, right? So I didn't want to rebrand their logo.
He's back.
So
Right.
I just tweaked it a little bit. I cleaned it up, clean it up on how it could look against white.
I actually like the white better than the black.
Thank you. I added, texture.
The topography is really nice.
The topography on there,
Company
like
review.
Just kind of
Delicious.
minor little things that,
Polish.
hey, a designer came in here and tweaked that, So we go from, hey, this is the owner who put shit together, and then a pro that comes in and cleans things up, right? So I started like seeing their assets that they had. They had no like base, how do I play around with it? What kind of textures do I use? The owner mentioned, hey, I want to use more.
Was
orange.
that a
Okay,
provided photo? The previous one?
Yeah, this is a provided photo. Yeah.
Sick.
So, how do I incorporate all that stuff? How do I incorporate some of these images that they already had? Some of these images were cool. I was like, this image right here, that's a pretty badass photo.
Mhm.
How do I incorporate that into this packet right here? This is going out to salespeople. So I started using that. I did some stock stuff. Obviously, this is on Red Rock. Doing the trail stuff on here, doing the big bold fonts. I wanted that to be, the manly kind of like butch sort of thing on there. Just like, hey, big bold fonts, but then it's just like still like soft at the same time for corporate events. Yeah, and having fun, using the knowledge that I've had for the last 15 years and just making it more fun. I thought about Tough Mudder as well. Tough Mudder uses a lot of black and orange, and using this collateral. So it's like, to me, it was like Red Rock meets Tough Mudder meets Harley Davidson meets REI. I don't know, those are the kind of things that I was telling myself. And then, but also experimenting.
Did you look at pink Jeeps at all? Just curious.
No, not whatsoever. No, because this was just completely. I just kind of like, and then even this too. Like, I'm like, okay, let's go with something dark also, because black was one of the colors, and let's splash a little bit of red on there because of Red Rock. It is a Las Vegas based company. These are some of the packages that they have. So it's like also looking at stock photography and how does that lay out on continuity when this gets presented to concierge, to sales groups, and all that other stuff, but still have that like nice strong layout to it. So this is pretty much what I created. Contact us from this page to, what it was before was, this right here, big difference day and night,
Mhm.
Yeah,
and
yours is definitely more entertaining.
and even the thank you, so even if something as simple as like this 20% one right here, I did it that way, right? So it's still not, it's different, but it's still there, right? He wanted big orange and nothing by type. Okay, here you go, cleaner. Here's we focused on the 20% commission, hierarchy, all that stuff. But again, I cycled through my fonts. I know how many fonts I have in my shit, and it's like, oh, I want something more square and just me playing with different font faces. The colors were already there, so it just really depends on what the project is. If it's a logo, my process is a little bit different. If it's a brand kit, my process is a little bit different. But yeah.
No, I think it's great.
Comments.
No, I think it's great.
Concerns.
When you are making this, are you going back and forth with the client, or this is like, hey, this is what I made, take it or leave it?
No, so I have a deep conversation with the client in the very beginning.
How long would you
I
say
try
you
to build
take?
that trust?
As long as
For
it
what?
takes in that first conversation.
I try to book it for at least like 2 hours, and then it's just like getting to know that client, having conversation with that client, meet them at their office, so they feel comfortable. But then it's just, again, just asking questions as the designer. As you get that experience throughout the years, as you work at agencies, at companies, what questions to ask. And it's important too, as a junior designer, and you want to move up to a senior designer to art director. Hey, can I be part of this conversation? Can I be part of this meeting?
I was gonna say,
if they say no, okay, whatever. But then that also, you should take that in mind. It's like, okay, every meeting that I asked to be a part of, I get a no for the last 2 years. They obviously don't want me to fucking keep growing here. So I need to look elsewhere. But if you're like, yeah, come along, or every meeting or every other meeting, then it's like, gotcha, like this place cares about me, this place is empowering me to become a better designer, to level up to the next thing. Because to me, as much as I want to empower someone to go and be a good designer, I also don't want to lose them. Training this person
takes a lot of time.
Them stronger. Yes, and I want them to stay with us. So yes, I want to empower you, so I can give you a promotion when you come to me in a year or 2 years and say, hey, I want to be a senior designer now. Okay, cool. Well, let's figure out how that works. Let's see where your strengths are. You've been attending meetings. Like, what other responsibilities can you take? Because it's not just about, oh, I want a senior designer because I've been here for 5 years. Okay, well, like, what do you know the process? Do you know what it takes to be a senior designer, an art director, all that stuff?
No, that's great advice. It's great advice for our younger viewers that would exactly what Pete said. If you're in a position where they're not letting you talk to clients and you're not getting any feedback directly from the client, you're just getting it from a creative director, you shouldn't be there long. You should move on. And if you're okay being there, you should be freelancing, because if you don't learn how to talk to a client, our jobs as the way I see it, my job as a graphic designer is to do this. Here's my client, bear hug, right? My job is to go into his brain and pick his brain. Beer hug. Sorry, I keep calling him bear. Pick his or her brain.
Pick his brain.
Sorry, I used to be a smoker, so I'm still clearing that shit out. I've been smoke free for about a year now, so I'm still like,
smoke free.
Anyways, so the way I see myself is to go and talk to my client and prick their brain. I'm a graphic designer. I'm not a fucking artist. I want to know what you want, and my job is to go and get it from your brain and put it on paper and put it wherever I need to put it and to make you happy. And if you're not talking to clients, you're getting that chisme thing where somebody tells you, a chisme, and then they tell somebody else and they tell somebody else. So you're getting the diluted request from the client. So it's not going to be 100%.
Playing telephone.
And then if you have a creative director who has a big ego, who's like, because I've heard people literally say like, no, fuck what the client wants. They don't know what the fuck they're saying. This is what we're gonna do. And depending on what the you don't know what the fuck they wanted. it might have been kind of cool, but because that creative director is getting in between and saying no, what I say goes because of their ego, then you're not going to produce something that the client wants. So you should be freelancing, or you should move on to a place that lets you talk to clients.
Okay, but
That was the cool thing
on
about
the
Trump.
flip side,
I
I just want to
hold
jump
on.
in real quick.
Okay.
On the flip side, the creative director, when he, from my experience, if I say, hey, we need to do this ad this way for a specific product, it's because I know, hey, this product isn't going to let whatever they're trying to do into this product, and it's going to create excess time wasted on this design that's not going to be picked. So I'm telling my designer, hey, I need you to design it this way. The client's probably not going to like it, but we're going to have to go back and explain to them, hey, this is the way it needs to be done for this specific product, because what you're doing now is not going to fly and we're not going to run it. So we need to do it this way. And that's why we did it this way. I just wanted to jump in and say that, Pete, because that's actually something that I've dealt with this week.
Yeah, no, I mean it's I've been on both ends, right? So I do think that as a junior or senior designer, you should be allowed to come to creative briefs to go with the client, to keep your mouth shut and just sit there and learn, right? As a junior, as a senior, you're still learning. So it's like, let me see the master at work. Let me see what my person who's in charge of me that I directly report to, how they handle this shit. And am I up to par for that title in the near future? Not every client is going to be like a great piece of work, and sometimes you just have to, hey, okay, this is what they want, let's go ahead and fucking do it.
Oh, for
hey,
sure.
that's not going to fly because of X, Y, and Z, so we're going to have to do it this way. They have to fucking suck it up or not, right? One way or another. And then there's times where it's like, hey, I'm the art director, this is my junior designer, they're there for a second pair of ears to listen in case I miss anything, to fucking reinforce, hey, don't forget to ask this, and then just take notes and help me. Hey, you were part of this conversation. The client said X, Y, and Z. And then the junior designer could also say, hey, don't forget, the client also said this. Shit, that's a vital information on there. Because then you understand the design process that your company works, or how your art director, creative director works as well. But like for like this deck right here, I built that trust with my client, and then I told them, hey, I'll check back with you in a week. I already knew how to do it, but again, this is my experience. When maybe 5-10 years ago, a little bit different. 15 years ago was totally different. I was like, hey, what do you think about this slide? What do you think about this slide? What do you think about this slide? Now it's like, let me put this bitch together, and then I'm gonna hand it to you. And it was very, very minimal changes. It was just like, oh shit, like, can we just change this wording and that wording, and then that's it, done.
Correct.
So that comes with time too in itself. So it's just building that trust. And your clients, some clients want to see every single step, and it's like, okay, cool, I'm not gonna go ahead and reinvent the wheel. Here's step 1, here's step 2, here's step 3, and then you build that trust, and then it's just like, okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow and I'll show you something, or I'll talk to you in 2 days, 3 days, and I'll show you something.
And typically when they do that, it's because they've been burned in the past. They're like, hey,
definitely,
I just need to see what you're doing.
Designers out there.
There are some shitty designers out there, and you have to be able to play the field. But I mean, for me, I want to ask you guys, what are the questions what are the core questions that you ask? One for me is like, do you already have a direction that you want to go, or do I have free direction? Because we could go one of two ways, and I don't want to waste my time doing something that I think you want to do versus coming back to you and you're saying, hey, this looks nothing like what I want to do. So that's one of my first questions. Hey, do you have a direction? Do you have something that you like and what you want to do? Or do I have free reign to do whatever I want to do? Martin, what do you ask?
Okay. It depends. Again, it depends on what the project is. There's definitely a variety of questions that I do ask. One of the questions is, what are we trying to solve? What is it? What's the end goal for this thing that I'm designing? Is it, butts and seats? Is it heads and pillows? Is it sell more tickets? Is it just a cool brand identity? Is
people in Jeeps?
What is it? What is what's your message here, and how does that translate to what I'm doing? And then it's like, Are you open for me to give you input? If you're not open, then it's like, okay, then I know how this client's going to work. Do I need this amount of money? Yes or no? Go ahead and do it, or do it fast, or take my sweet ass time. But no, yeah. What's the problem we're trying to solve? That's one of the biggest questions that I ask.
Yeah, for me, like, it just depends on the project. Like, I just currently worked with I'm working with this band. Their name is Shades of Indigo. Shout out to Shades of Indigo. And I did a social media
Harbor
post
Freight.
for them. Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight.
Reasonable prices, bro.
$7.
I love reasonable. No, so I literally I talked to
Cobalt.
Matt and I was Cobalt.
We go get all my
Harbor Freight.
Cobalt shit.
So no, I talked to the band and I was like, do you guys have a vision for what it is you want the graphic to look like? And right away, one of the band members was like, I really want indigo rose. And I was like, cool, that was it. So I just took that and I put it together and I created their post for them and they loved it. And they were like, yeah, she loved it. She was like, this is great. I love it. And I going back to slide, like, you have to ask those questions. Do you have a vision for this? Do you have any inspiration? Do you know what you want this to look like? And if they're like, no, not really, then that's when you go in and you do all your research and then you do kind of what you want. But I wouldn't do it 100% all the way. I would probably go 50% of my project and be like, hey, this is what I had in mind. Are you cool with this? Before I flush it out 100%. Because the last thing you want to do is spend like 8 hours on something and then give it to the client. And they're like, what the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. So get to a comfortable place where it looks semi-decent and then show it to them.
So the other thing too, a good advice piece, and Sly, if you want to take this in your notes, at the end of your meeting with the client, go ahead and say, okay, so to review, and you have all your notes. This is what you're looking for. This is our timeline. This is the expectation, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. You're recapping the notes from your meeting and having a clear direction, because you have a client meeting 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. If you're drinking, you're not drinking, you're sitting down, whatever it might be, things kind of get lost sometimes. Even with our podcast here, we kind of like ramble off on certain stuff and then we come back to on track.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just recapping that meeting. Okay, so I am understanding that so I go with, okay, so we're coming up on our end of our meeting here. To recap, you're hiring me for a logo design that includes X, Y, and Z. We're looking for the first initial concept a week from today. Blah 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 blah, inspired by these notes, blah blah blah, everything. And then they agree, yes or no. It refreshes their mind also, and then bam.
It's a great way to exit.
Exactly. And then it's like, in case they missed something or something was misunderstood, it could be fixed right there. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. I meant this. Oh, I see. Okay, let me fix that in my notes. Now I have this, and then bam, going forward, or next steps. If you need anything or anything else pops up in your brain, feel free to contact me, and then we go from there.
Yeah.
But always try to recap that whole meeting. Okay, so
that's
my
great
understanding is saying that you want X, Y, and Z, and we go from there.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I don't want to.
Yeah, no, I've never.
Sorry, I don't want to say like, hey, I always forget shit. So when I recap like that, somebody says something, and I'll be like, oh yeah, and this thing, because I'm going through all these different things. I'm on all these different projects. When I recap something, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm running through everything in my head, and my mind is like, oh, you forgot that one thing, or you got to do this thing. That's always a great way to end stuff, is like just recapping, even like in your personal life, just recap what you've been talking about with somebody, because you never know what you might miss.
Cool. So let's wrap this up. That was great advice.
Hold on. So on this episode, just remember that the inspiration goes with Pinterest, Sketch, Illustrator, done.
If you got nothing from this episode, that's what you need.
We need that shirt. Okay, we need Pinterest.
What is it? Write that shit down.
done. No, wait. Pinterest, ... done. The 3-step Martin
Hold on,
program.
I'm gonna write that shit down.
I already got it.
The three
Okay,
step
perfect.
Martin creative process. Step 1, Pinterest. Step 2, step 3,
Done.
profit.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Great advice, guys. I will give you my last advice because I already gave you some advice. One of my creative directors once told me, and when you go to these fucking meetings, when you do your fucking recap, bring a fucking something to write on. Take fucking notes because you're gonna forget. Don't fucking go there without fucking notes and without a notepad. Write everything
Always.
down because you're gonna forget.
Hey,
Always.
I got my logo sketch
There
right
you
here, man. I got my logo
$1,200 right there.
All right,
Bro,
right there.
that's my
Boom.
favorite.
We're gonna put this on a
fucking
shirt. This is
song.
gonna be our first shirt right here.
Taco cactus.
Taco
Taco
fire.
cactus.
Nah, that's my fucking what's her name? That famous singer chick. Taco.
That's
the
he's
South
referring
Park.
to South Park.
That's J-Lo, yeah.
Where
The J-Lo, my favorite J-Lo song, bro.
Taco. Don't forget to
All right,
like,
guys.
subscribe, leave
Yep.
a comment. Let us know what you think about this episode. Let us know what your creative process is, if you have one. Let us know
What we missed.
if
If we're
are
full of
just
shit, call us on
we
our
missed.
bullshit if we're full of shit. You know, if you
What
have
we
tips for
missed.
us, let us know.
I appreciate all the streams. We are sharing more love to our Spotify. Just realized that we have a pretty decent bandwidth on that site, so we'll be on Spotify a lot more often now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, subscribe, comment, and
Tell us what you want to hear next. Peace.